morning, everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early on June 8th, 2016. It's also World Oceans Day. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno.
And I'm meteorologist Paula Goodlow. Well, Colin is over and done with, but not so much for Florida. More rain is on the way for you, but the big weather story for the rest of the week will be the summer-like heat.
Yes, so we saw this coming, right? You saw this in the preview and the models of this big heat. So looking at some of the numbers and the pattern and everything else with this temperature regime that we are getting into, big ridge of high pressure. We felt it over the west lately. That has been the reason why temperatures hit 100 degrees in Portland, Oregon the other day, our warmest temperature so early in the season in Winslow, Arizona the other day. That kind of air is moving east and building east, and the big ridge is building east starting today. You know, Chicago, you have an interesting story because we were only 67 degrees yesterday. You kind of got out of summer mode for one day, but it's coming back here in a hurry. In fact, our first 90 of the season will be on its way to Chicago. We'll see 90 today in Rapid City. Salt Lake City, we've been setting records every day. 95 again for us today. Take a look. This is a cool map to show us where we've seen some of the biggest departures from average with the heat, where the real sizzle has been and has been in the northwest and will be again today across the Intermountain West. Boise, Billings, Salt Lake City, all spots that are going 15 to 20 plus degrees above average. That's when you get into record territory. When you get 20 plus above average, we start talking records, and we're going to see it for you in a couple of spots. Look at Rapid City up to 97, 95 in Omaha into tomorrow, and again that heat will be building into the rest of the Ohio Valley and into the Tennessee Valley and into the southeast as we get you into the weekend. Atlanta going into the 90s for a couple of days. In fact, not just 90s, upper 90s. We've got Louisville at 97, Atlanta 96, Jackson 96. This is your weekend forecast. We're going to see a lot of temperatures warming up to potentially record levels, coming close within a couple of degrees, and you can see that all the way from parts of the west, but especially in the Midwest and southeast getting into the weekend. You know, Chicago, I mentioned, Paul, the temperatures feel because our temperatures are heating up. So whether you're heading to the ball game in Minneapolis here or to the CMA Fest in Nashville, get ready for some heat building. So we've had this big ridge in our jet stream pattern over the west lately. It has been so hot. We hit 100 degrees in Portland, Oregon. Some of our earliest, hottest temperatures at this point in the season across parts of Arizona, including Winslow. You had to take it easy, didn't you? All right, so that ridge is building, and we're going to see that heat moving along with it, the bubble of heat, the core of it, from parts of Montana and Wyoming moving into the Dakotas and Nebraska, and temperatures will be building further east and further south too. So for today, we got another 90-degree day plus in Salt Lake City. We've been setting records every day. Into Phoenix, we set 4 days in a row of record high temperatures here. Today is not going to be a record, so we're finally cooling off in Arizona, but we're warming up in Rapid City and Omaha with temperatures in the mid-90s. Let's look at tomorrow's forecast and where some of the biggest heat will be. You know, we look at these departures from average. When you start getting 15 to 20 degrees above average, that's this bright red color here. That's when you start getting into record territory. 97 in Williston, North Dakota. That is 22 degrees above average. Look at Minneapolis. By Friday, we're in the 90s. Cincinnati, we're nearly 90. Little Rock, 96. Had our hottest day of the season there yesterday. I believe it was Little Rock or somewhere in Arkansas. We are going to be looking for the warmth to continue all week. 97 in Louisville. Atlanta, 95 on Saturday. Sunday will be hot as well throughout much of the Midwest into the south and east. Minneapolis for us. By Sunday, we do cool down, but we see that heat continue through the first part of the weekend. All right, one spot it's not. We do want to take you into the weekend in view. We've got your forecast with the heat as taking over as the main story, but there'll be some kind of side stories with the heat, which actually is the storms that roll around this big bubble of heat we've got building. Chicago, cluster of storms, perhaps damaging winds with some of these storms we see for you tomorrow. Then on Friday, we're going to see storms diving down into parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin. We'll see a repeat of that into Saturday as well, this time in Ohio, relative to the elephant.
Yeah, I guess the old mariners used to call them sea cows,
yeah,
and they thought they were mermaids too. But,
no,
you know,
not the pretty ones.
No, whiskers.
All right, so let's see what's in your backyard today. Actually, it's going to be some shade, hopefully, because we've got the heat going up. That's the big story that we want to talk about. The June sizzle. We've had it in the northwest. We've had it in the southwest. Phoenix, we had our earliest 115 day on record. Winslow, Arizona, we had our hottest day so early in the season happening last week. That kind of heat is moving east. So here we go, you know, watching this big bubble of a above average temperatures, and where we get the most above average, like 20 degrees plus above average, that's where we may see some records. That bubble of heat is on the move. Today, readings going to 95 again, Salt Lake City. We've had a couple of days in a row now of record heat. Our heat wave continues there. Vegas, we're 110 plus, 97 in Albuquerque, heating up in Denver to 90. Omaha, tomorrow we're going to the mid-90s. So this big dome of heat is on the move, and we're going to see it building into Tennessee and into Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia. By Friday, you're in the 90s. Atlanta and Nashville, you're in the 90s as well. It's not like you haven't been in the 90s yet this season. You have, but it's going to be an extended stretch of 90s. Plus, dew points are actually coming back up as well. So the humidity is going to be a factor. It's going to be hard to get your body to cool down if you're outside doing any work. Now, look at these big red dots. This whole area is going to be well above average. It's not like it's one location. It's many, many locations that are going to be more than 15, close to 20 degrees above average. We're going to see that into the weekend. Louisville 97, upper 90s into Memphis and Nashville and Chattanooga. A lot of big events going on this weekend, including Bonnaroo, which is a big camping festival near Nashville, Tennessee, the CMA Fest in Nashville. And Saturday is going to be a day that you're dealing with oppressive heat. A little bit higher humidity, plus those temperatures in the upper 90s will be a concern. Atlanta coming close to breaking a record on Saturday. The record to beat is 96, forecasting 95. Nashville forecasting 100. The record high is 99. So the average first 100-degree day in Nashville is July 14th. We're going for it this weekend. Sunday predicting 98 degrees, which is just 1 degree shy of the record as well. The earliest 100-degree day on record is June 15th. So we'll be coming very close to that. And again, CMA Fest in town, a lot of people. Make sure there's a way to keep cool and drink water. Paul?
Yeah, well, enjoy the cool weather right now across parts of the Great Lakes. So say good morning.